Tornadoes recently swept through the southeast United States, causing severe damage and loss of life. Master Sergeant Jerry Harlan tells us how the Air Force Auxiliary helps state and local officials.
The Civil Air Patrol, in its role as the Air Force Auxiliary, flies missions for the Department of Defense, federal agencies, or state or local authorities when requested.
The Air Force Auxiliary has long been a partner of the State of Florida Emergency Response Team. In past events, we've used their geotag photography to give us situational awareness and documentation of impacts from flooding and other damages.
Civil Air Patrol, when federalized, flies under the operational control of the Joint Forces Air Component Commander, Major General Gary C. Dean.
Once again, CAP proved itself in the aftermath of the devastating tornadoes in Tuscaloosa, that they are always ready, responsive, and effective in providing critical imagery to support life-saving, critical search and rescue that supported life-saving efforts, primary critical life-saving, and then the imagery to help support the authorities in Alabama to get that assessment of the damage, and truly just does an outstanding job in those efforts.
In Civil Air Patrol, we are pleased to be able to use our volunteers and our corporate aircraft to support 1st Air Force in many ways. We fly counter-drug missions, we fly with Homeland Security, and in many of those types of missions, we use a lot of imagery, whether that's a still image, whether that is a video image, and that helps support the 1st Air Force.
When 1st Air Force gets a request from civil authorities or from federal organizations like FEMA, one of the first assets that they look at using is the Air Force Auxiliary, because they can respond quickly and cheaply.
Air Force Auxiliary pilots from multiple states volunteer their time to capture aerial photographs of the affected towns and villages, while also providing airborne communication support as needed.
It's important to remember that CAP pilots are supporting Air Force Auxiliary missions on a strictly volunteer basis. Right now we're supporting 8 states' tornado damage assessment. We're helping in shelter management, emergency operations centers, and we've provided 65 volunteers, 1,000 man-hours, and over 7,000 images to date.
Just as they did during the recent tornadoes, 1st Air Force and Civil Air Patrol will continue to work together to assist civil authorities during natural disasters and other times of crisis. Reporting for 1st Air Force Now, I'm Master Sergeant Jerry Harlan.